welcome to another episode of In the Kitchen with Sandy. And on today's episode, this is a good one. This is a good one. I'm so glad you're here with me. But I'm going to make a New York style cheesecake. Now I know that it's the beginning of the year and everybody's on this craze to try to eat healthier and what have you. But you're not going to want to miss this one. This is a good recipe. What can I say? It's absolutely amazing. So what we're going to be using today is, I've got already in my little mixing bowl, I've got 4 8-ounce packs of the cream cheese and a stick of butter, unsalted butter. We're going to be using some sour cream. Now, granted, all these things are at room temperature. You must have it at room temperature to make the perfect cheesecake. And there's a couple other tips that I'm going to tell you about too, just to make sure that it turns out absolutely amazing. So we have some sour cream, you have a little bit of cornstarch, some sugar, some lemon juice, some vanilla, some melted butter, some eggs, which is also at room temperature, And here I have graham crackers. And it was the easiest for me to just put them in this bag, and what I done was I just rolled them out and didn't take that just a split second to get them to the consistency that I like, which is almost dust. You can make this without even using a crust on the bottom, and actually I debated whether or not to do this as a crustless cheesecake because they're amazing any way, shape, or form, but this one I'm going to do with a crust. Now I've got my oven preheated at 300 degrees, and we're going to use some toppings on this one, but we'll go over those right before it's time to put those on. You need a big roasting pan. You need a roasting pan because we're going to fill this with some water after we put our springform pan in there. And that's going to prevent your cheesecake from cracking on top. You really need to do this. It's called like a cheesecake bath. And the water doesn't get in the cheesecake, so don't worry. But anyway, I'll show you. I'll show you. It's okay. I'll show you. And then you need a springform pan. This is a 10-inch, and I've liberally sprayed it with cooking spray. Now, you can do butter if you'd like, but I want to do cooking spray. So, well, the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and get our crust together. Crackers, not crackers. And so what you're going to do is, like I said, I've already got these just nice and crunched up. You're going to add those right to your bowl. Now I don't want a thick crust, so I'm not going to use. Well, you know what? I'm going to put most of them in there, and then I'm going to decide. Then I'll make the decision on how much I want to use, because I just want a thin crust layer. You can do as much or as little as you want. And go ahead and pour your butter in there. Oh, some of it's not melted. I'm not going to use all that because I'm going to see. And this is more sugar than what we will be using for our cheesecake. Some of it goes right in the crust there. Not a whole lot. But you need some of it. Go ahead and give that a mix around. Now you want this just to be wet. Just mainly wet. You don't want it roll super moist. You want to be able to pack it into your pan there. And I'm going to go ahead and use just a little bit more butter. And this is going to go right in the bottom. You take your pan. See, see the color changes where it's just nice and moist. It's not like super wet. See, watch me just fling it all over the table there. Mix it up real good, and then we're just going to throw it right in there. Actually, I'm going to spoon it in there because, like I said, I want to control the amount of crust that I have. The cheesecake is the star here, not the crust. Well, you know what? I might have planned that just perfect. And you will be able to get the entire written recipe on my blog at inthekitchenwithsandy.blogspot.com, where you will find this written recipe and many others. And I think that's all I'm going to use. personal preference. Now you don't want this to go up on the side. You just want it to be right at in the bottom. Okay, now we are going to go ahead and go over to this, my standing mixer, and we're going to get started on the filling. In my mixer, like I've showed you, we've already got all the cheese and the butter. Now I'm just going to go ahead and turn this on, and we are going to mix this until it is well combined. Look down in there. Got to see what's in there, girl. Okay, I've got this incorporated somewhat, so I'm going to go ahead and add my my sour cream. This is a really, really rich cheesecake. And they are going to think you just worked for hours in the kitchen when we're going to know better. Go ahead and add your cornstarch. And then we're going to add our sugar. And our vanilla. And our little bit of lemon juice. And we're going to mix this all together again until it's well combined. What I'm doing is I'm taking the foil and I am wrapping my pan. You want to make sure that you get the bottom wrapped nice and tight so no water can get in it. Right in there. This is the important part. You are going to place this right inside. And you got to make sure you got one big enough to where the sides don't touch. And just going to pour your water right in there. And what this is going to do is it's going to prevent your cheesecake from cracking. Big crack on the top. It's going to keep the oven all nice and moist inside, and it's going to prevent the cracking. So on 300 degrees, and we're going to bake this for about 1 hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours. I'll let you know the exact time, and then I'll meet you back here when it's ready. Cheesecake is done to perfection. I want you to look at this. Look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. Now, this baked in the oven for 2 hours. 2 hours I had to smell this. And I've let it cool completely. You gotta make sure it cools completely. So what you're gonna do next is take your little buckle there, loosen it up. Look at that. And you just, ta-da! See how easy that is? So easy. And it's perfect. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. Now, let's see if this is gonna fit on my cake pan there. It sure will. I can't tell you how simple this was to make. It was so easy to make. I mean, you have to make this. Now, I'm going to leave this plain, but when I cut it, I've got toppings that I'm going to put on it. I have chosen some strawberry topping, you know, like the ice cream topping, and a little drizzle of hot fudge. Gotta have hot fudge. You know me, I like chocolate. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut this. And again, it's cooled completely. You gotta let it cool completely. Now you can put, like I said earlier, you can put a crust on it if you like. If you don't want a crust on it, don't put a crust underneath it. You don't have to. This is the real deal. Look at that. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm just so happy right now. I just can't wait. So what we're going to do here is lick our fingers, because that's what we do. It's better that way. Now, you can put anything you want to put on this. So I have put my topping in a little baggie here, and I'm going to snip the end of it, because my daughter she don't want topping on hers. I don't want nothing on mine. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. It just makes it look absolutely beautiful. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? Now, if you want to go ahead and drizzle. And I really don't know why you wouldn't want to do it. Just take some nice hot fudge and just, you know, just your little spoon in there and just like drizzle it right over the top of that. Look at that. Oh my word. Now, that's it. That's all you need. It's just a little bit. I know you want this because I want it. I am so ready to try this. It's so amazing. Look how pretty it is. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to try it. Need a little help here. Oh wait, I gotta dollop it around all that little luscious sauce here. It's not hot. I'm trying to blow it because I always blow everything. That is really good. The longer it chills, the better it is. Cheesecake, you gotta eat cold. So make sure you chill it. You can get this written recipe at inthekitchenwithsandy.blogspot.com. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, Instagram, everywhere else you can find me. So I hope you enjoy this. I'm glad you got to spend time with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Good. My cheeks. My cheeks. Too many beers.